Throw Gang, we are joined by the choreography queen, her highness of the hooks, the matcha madam. Your ops erratic, she operatic. She rose from the rubble, call her Bam Bam because she be clubbing. Never quit on the beat, but she put in her 2 weeks. Must be a decathlon because the race is mixed. Oh, you're not fucking with an artist that's multifaceted? How about you multifast sit on these nuts? Not a rave mom, she a rave mother. Ain't no cap with this Capricorn. The production must be vegan how she ate those beats. The Raja of the rave, the BPM MVP, the Prague princess. She don't play, but give her a Tony how the soprano murders on the dance floor. Not a 7, but she's running up those streams. She got the sick motion, that's why I'm gagged. Must be the G-Chain credit, she only works with kings and queens. Singer, songwriter, dancer, producer, actor, director, and new album EUSEXUA is out on January 24th. FKA Twigs. Twigs, how the hell are you?
Speechless.
Wow.
Did that wake you up more than a matcha could?
No, it did.
Okay.
Were you prepared for that?
No.
We weren't expecting to leave you speechless.
That was amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow.
We had to pull out all the stops when we
Okay.
knew that you were coming on to the only podcast that matters. Thank you for being here.
That was truly incredible.
Thank you.
I don't even know what to say.
That's huge praise coming from you.
Yeah. This is the
That's huge
reaction.
fans of yours.
Yeah. This is the desired reaction, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh.
How you doing?
Wait, how long did it take you to write that?
All day yesterday, but I've kind of been like tinkering with it ever since we got the news that we were gonna like, get you kind of last minute while you're here in New York.
Yeah.
Honestly, it took me, how old am I? It took me 38 years to write that.
Wow.
Okay, so do you do it in one place or do you kind of like, do you write it on a piece of paper or is it on your phone?
I
or-
wrote it around the lakes in Hackney and bathroom stalls in Prague.
Wow, so it's really like life's work.
Yeah. His whole life has been building to this singular moment.
Where did you write this album? I mean, I feel like it's similar, you know?
I mean, everywhere from Ibiza to Big Sur to London, LA, New York, Berlin.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a
Is it
worldly
like
woman.
do you just have like a chaotic notes app going? Is that kind of how it is?
I mean, actually, this album, I did actually do a lot of writing on my phone, which I don't usually do. But with Magdalene, I wrote everything in a notebook, and then someone stole the notebook.
What?
I know.
Did it ever pop up on like eBay or something?
I've never seen it, but it kind of broke my heart so much that I had this whole like notebook full of all my Magdalene songs. It just disappeared. Yeah.
Do you have any idea who took it or where?
No, it was under my bed, and it was the only thing under my bed. I used to sleep on top of it,
Right.
Well, if we find you, if you're out there,
Yeah.
you're fucking.
and then it just disappeared one day.
God damn. Well, thank God it didn't happen with this new album because we've gotten an early listen to it and it is fantastic.
Absolutely
Thank
fucking
you.
smashing, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Twigs, the first thing we'd like to do quickly is a little fit check. We'd love to know everything that you wore to pod with us today.
Oh, okay. Well, my jacket is for Cohen's, dress for Cohen's, little scarf number and a Mila Meister, glasses, Acne Studios, jewelry, parts of 4, shoes, Zealous.
All the jewelry's parts of it because you have like
Oh, I have
about
a bit.
9 pounds of metal in your body.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually a lot less than I used to have. I don't know, these little sparkles, I think they're like Swarovski. Little
How many
Maria Tash.
septum pieces do you have?
So many.
Do you keep
Yeah.
them separate or like do you sometimes wear them as rings?
You can't wear them as rings. They don't have
Can't?
tiny fingers.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's also probably not sanitary.
Like
either.
tiny Sylvanian
little-
family fingers.
Like on your little toe or something, like a little toe ring.
No.
All right.
No, I tend to keep them for my nose.
What about these boots?
They're Zealous.
Mm.
It's a new designer, actually. I just discovered them.
Yeah?
Cute.
Did you do any shopping while you're here in New York?
No, not. I've only been here for 2 days.
Okay.
Do you normally like allot time to shop when you travel?
I'm a collector. I love like vintage shops. I don't know. I'm not a big shopper. No, I kind of collect and
They just come
curate.
to you.
Yeah.
They
No,
materialize
but
on your
kind
body.
of like, you're just sort of walking past somewhere and
Sure.
you're like, oh, that's interesting.
Window
Like,
shopping.
Yeah, and then you sort of like have a little look.
And you're sipping on your first of how many matchas today?
This is my first one, thank God, because this was about to be really bad if I hadn't. No, you actually saved me by getting.
Well, it took about an hour and a half to get here. So I hope that hot matcha is still hot.
Yeah.
And sipping on water out of a glass bottle.
Right.
Yeah.
No
Thank you.
microplastics
No.
in his bloodstream.
Thank you for saving the planet.
Yeah.
Truly.
All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the only podcast that matters. FK Twigs. You wrote that EUSEXUA is the pinnacle of human experience.
Yes.
Does that mean on January 24th, when the album's released, we have all peaked?
Well, EUSEXUA, here's the thing. EUSEXUA, this is my EUSEXUA. But
Okay.
you can have your EUSEXUA too. Perhaps you experienced EUSEXUA writing that lovely rap for me yesterday.
I might have. What can you define EUSEXUA for us?
Okay, so I can describe it in instances.
Okay.
So one instance could be when you are writing, you kind of lose yourself to the words and you get that good idea. Like maybe when you were trying to, what is it like? Must be vegan because she's chewing up the beat or something.
she ate these beats.
She ate these beats.
Yeah.
Okay, so like,
Well, they're not vegan anymore.
no, I'm not vegan
Welcome to the
anymore.
dark side.
Yeah. Welcome, sister.
So, you know, the moment when you thought of, oh, she must be vegan. And then you're thinking, what do I put next? And you put, oh, because she ate these beets. That moment in between the idea, that's EUSEXUA.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's like right on the epiphany, or right on the cusp of like epiphany
Exactly.
or realization.
Pure presence, yeah.
Edging to Eureka.
Well, it's actually true because I also describe it as the moment before an orgasm as well.
Well, there you go.
There's a moment of nothingness. You can't orgasm if you're thinking.
I've heard that.
I've tried. I've certainly tried many, many times. Is it a portmanteau of euphoria and sexuality, or
It's actually not. No, actually, I started thinking about art sexual, and then I didn't actually like the sexual part of it because it's not about
Right.
sex per se. So then I just kept on riffing on the word in my kitchen for an evening, and then EUSEXUA came to me.
Is the kitchen the best place to riff? A lot of people riff in the shower, as an
They do.
example.
a lot of people orgasm in the shower too, and
Yeah.
in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you make up other words or language for around this project?
Oh, so many.
What else? What else we got?
Well, I came up with a whole somatic healing movement method to
What-
go with EUSEXUA. It's called the 11.
The 11.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does one practice the 11?
Tell us more.
Really? We're going to go in. You
Yeah.
ready?
Yeah.
We got 4 hours before your flight, right?
So I came up with a movement method to basically, well, it was to help me essentially really focus on EUSEXUA and also get my life back together a bit because it spiraled. And so I identified 11 aspects of my life that I felt if I concentrated on them and if I put in a little bit of love and time and curation into these 11 aspects of my life, then I could be either ready for EUSEXUA or in a constant state of EUSEXUA. So I'll go through them.
Yeah.
Well, I won't go through them all. I'll go through some.
The highlights, if you will.
I'll go through the
Top 5 of
highlights.
the 11.
Okay,
What are
the
the most
top five.
important ones?
Okay, so one is called keychaining. So when you keychain, so say for example, if you have a keychain and there's loads of keys on it, it's really hard to fit in your pocket. It's heavy in your bag. It's really annoying and it's
Right.
clunky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look at those keys and you think, okay, I don't need my bike shed key on there. I don't need like my mum's like house key on there all the time. I don't need this on there. So you take it off and then you have like 5 main keys on your keychain. Then all of a sudden you can put it in your pocket. You can clip it on your jeans and it's easier. That's the way I see friends and that's the way I see my family.
Oh, wow.
So rather than trying to carry all of these keys around with me all the time, keychaining is when you actively decide who are the key players in your life and
Right.
you make a conscious decision to interact with them more, be a better friend, a better daughter, a better sister, brother, whatever it
And we're
is.
cutting off and ghosting all the fucking unnecessary keys.
No, you don't. But I think it's just like with love, you know where your priorities lie. And it doesn't mean like don't talk to other people. It just means that if you've got a friend that calls you once a month and like really stresses you out, you don't necessarily have to like ingest that into your nervous system. You can kind of be like, okay, like, you know, I don't need to like take that in,
Yeah.
if you will.
It's kind of like MySpace Top 8 or the T-Mobile 5, Circle
Yeah.
5, right? Where it's
Yeah.
like, this is my,
Yes.
these are my people. This is my circle.
Yeah, exactly. So keychaining would be going through your life and looking at who makes you feel good, who you make feel good, like the relationships that really mean something to you. It's kind of hard because I know I've got to hold on to this microphone, but I came up with movement cues. So basically level 1 is like a cue that you can do for yourself. So say for example, if I was talking to you and you were doing my head in, I would link my fingers because it's basically a physical cue to remind myself like not to ingest it. Like it's not really that serious if you're being annoying because you're not part of my keychain.
Right. Okay. So it's like a,
Yeah. So you can do this, you can put it behind your head or, you know, like behind your back. And it's just a physical embodiment for you so that you know, like, I'm practicing this as
Yeah.
it's happening to me in the real world.
don't consume the bad stuff
Yeah.
coming at me right now.
Exactly.
Well,
And then level 2 of the movement is a movement meditation that you can do at home. I advise doing it for 11 minutes. You do it in the morning. Say if you know that you want to work on key chaining, like in with your morning stretch or your sit-ups or your yoga, whatever it is, you do this movement that I've invented. And it's just a way to embody like conscious action on repeat. So it's like you're embodying physically the thing that you know you want to work on practically, emotionally, spiritually, physically in your day.
Damn, we only deal with people that invent shit.
You're out here literally moving different.
Yeah.
And like, it's one thing to say like, oh, I invented this movement, but it is like, if we're talking to FKA Twigs where you watch like some, like the Drums of Death video and you are like, how does the human body move like that?
Right.
I've literally never seen that happen before. Besides inventing movements and inventing movement practices, how else is this album different from any other project you've put out?
I think in this album, it's the first time I feel I've been able to really consolidate all of my skills. And I feel that I've been doing it long enough to know what my strengths are to be able to make sure I get them all into one project. You know, some projects have been really experimental and really indicative of the scene that I'm in or the community I have around me or my imagination, or some projects have been very focused on what I'm feeling at the time or maybe exploring different styles of songwriting. Some projects are really based around movement. I think like Magdalene was a very movement-based album, like with the wushu and the pole dancing. But on this project, I've been able to shove them all into the box, which I think comes with maturity as an artist.
No sword fighting on this album?
Maybe on tour.
If somebody fucking tries to bum rush the stage,
It's over, yeah.
bust out the wushu sword and it's a wrap, right?
Exactly.
Have you ever sword fought someone, or is that not what wushu's about?
Only in like sad day music video.
I was gonna say, you don't seem like a very aggressive person.
No, I'm not.
Have you, besides like leaning into your strengths, have you developed any like, or tapped into maybe schools of like vocal practice that like, that maybe weren't appearing necessarily as much as in previous albums?
Well, I think I've been able to consolidate them.
Okay.
You know, because I'm operatically trained, so I've always had like that range, and then, but not necessarily wanted to make opera. But I feel like I've been able to, you know, I think for me, part of me maturing as an artist is like embracing the things that are strange about me and highlighting them rather than trying to hide them or obscure them or, you know, do something that doesn't come naturally. So I don't know. I think it's just a maturity thing, honestly. And I think it's a lot to do with decision making. You know, like for me, being a strong artist is about making strong decisions.
For yourself, or do you consider like the perception that other people have when you make those decisions?
Oh, for the work.
Okay.
You know, some of my like projects that I feel like I've needed more practice, it's not because they weren't great. It's because of a lack of strong decision making, cutting tracks.
Ooh,
like
decisive.
Yeah, cutting tracks, cutting. Yeah, power and restraint. Exactly.
Curation.
Exactly. So I feel like there's been a lot of power of restraint and decision making and like beautiful but ruthless. You know,
that's a good for her business card. Beautiful but ruthless.
Well, it's nature.
Yeah, true.
Nature's beautiful but ruthless. Like artists, beautiful.
A lioness
but
will eat her cubs or something. I don't know. Maybe a shark. A shark will eat her fish.
Well, I think all species eat their babies if they're not healthy, or like can be known to.
Yeah, nature.
Survival of the fittest.
Ruthless, but beautiful. When did you fire up the Notes app? Like, when did the first inklings of the EUSEXUA project start swirling around your brain?
So I lived in Prague for a few months, and I discovered dance music in a way. I mean, obviously I've always been around dance music, but it's never really impacted me in a spiritual way. But I felt that going out in Prague and dancing and moving and just experiencing the club culture there in a city which is like, I mean, Prague's very beautiful, but it's very... No, I think it's like Prague's really unaware of how great it is, which is really amazing. So you don't get that kind of fashionista hipster kind of thing.
It's a humble city.
It's not humble. I feel like it's got a lot of pride, actually. It knows what it is, but I don't think it realizes like it's super fly. Like it's like the way that people dress, and they're not dressing that way to pull a look. They dress that way because that's just what was in their wardrobe. You know, it's like
Mhm.
very like utilitarian in a way and practical and
Is that what drew you to Prague, or did you just kind of end up there? Or like how did you end up there?
I was working on a project there.
Okay.
So I ended up being there for 4 months. And just every weekend I was out exploring the nightlife and meeting people and just kind of finding what city life looks like when it's not contrived, when it's unaware, when it felt almost like a secret in a way. Like if you know, you know, which I mean, I love culture. I love subcultures. And now because of the internet, it's like everything just gets put on blast so much that it's hard to create a sacred environment around an expression, or, you know, it's hard because I think we're all so weird. Like humans are like so bizarre, but we're like forced into these like 9 to 5s, or, you know, even with my job, sometimes I'm like, I'm just way more weird even than like my job even can allow, you know, like the mania of what it is to be human. And then there's these incredible outlets, and outlets can be skating or surfing or a type of music. And the incredible thing, at least when I grew up, is to kind of earn your stripes in the thing that you're excited about. You have to kind of put in the time and do the research. Like, you know, skating's not like an aesthetic. It's like a very difficult skill that you have to
absolutely
fuck your body up a lot to get good at. And now it's that thing has kind of gone. I mean, even being a goth, for example, like the music that you're into and like your emotions and the way that you see things and the alchemy that like goes into being a goth, and what you have to go through at school or in the workplace to like be a goth.
You have to be bullied.
Well, yeah, kind of.
You have to be marginalized.
Yeah, you have to be marginalized, and you have to be okay with that and know that the music that you're listening to, that when you put in the headphones, it's worth it. It's worth the shit that you get at school, because when you go home, you play the music and that is bigger than what's happening to you because of like where you're at emotionally.
Or when you find a like-minded spirit in like a space that has been created by you guys or for you guys.
Well, exactly. And that's what a subculture is. And it's really hard to find that now because we're so much online. So
you just buy the goth kit on Amazon. For
well, literally,
the starter kit.
Yeah. That is what it's like.
And so, did you find like that outlet and these untapped, more, I don't know if this is the right word, like pure subcultures in Prague?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
You're like, I have to stay here and tap into this.
Yeah, and I lived it. Like I fully just went there and I just lived it. And
did you feel like a noob the first time you went to like a Prague rave? Where you're like, oh, I got to earn my stripes.
No.
You're like,
she's still FKA Twigs. Let's be real.
No, I just felt like I felt like, without sounding cheesy, I got healed in a lot of ways. You know, I felt like how amazing to be like in this place and for my body to feel this way and to be dancing in this music and to be so inspired. I felt lucky to discover
Prague embrace
something.
you as much as you embraced it?
I don't think Prague gives a fuck about me.
Is that like one of the benefits of being in Prague, where they're like, they don't give a shit?
I don't know. Like I just move about. Like I don't really listen.
Once you get your matcha.
No. Like I just like, I move about like very like a civilian. I am a very normal person. I walk my dogs. I go to the shop. I get my groceries. You know, it's something that I've really made sure that I've always held on to. And I've been doing this now for 10 years, and I've been at times like blasted into the spotlight, and I've had times where I've like been able to be very low key. But I can honestly say I've always moved the same, whether it's New York, London, Prague. I don't find it that difficult. Like I feel like I've had friends or I've like dated people where maybe it is more difficult, but I just always encourage, I guess, people in the public eye. So you just put on this like invisibility jacket and you don't even have to dress down or anything.
Right.
Well, I don't think.
Really?
The invisibility cloak is not Rick
I'm
Owens.
chill to this. Is a very chill outfit.
Right. Yeah. You're going to fly in that.
It feels very regular.
Yeah.
What about like, what about the raves and the club scene in Prague is like unique to you? Like, what do you find new and exciting?
There's like a really beautiful etiquette. It's like the etiquette of a mosh pit, you know, or like the etiquette of surfing a wave. In the sense that you can like dance really hard and you can sweat and go absolutely crazy, but no one's going to like bang into you or like rub up on you too much unless you want it. And it's kind of, there's just this amazing etiquette that we're all there to let something go. We're all there to be in this experience together, to have this release from the week, to have this moment of just forgetting that you're human and being there together. It's like, I describe it, you just become this like amoeba, and it's this understanding of no judgment and being able to like dance in really like weird and like awkward ways and just let the rhythm rattle around your body and let the drums tell you and the beat tell you what you're going to do, rather than being, you know, like it's not like a bottles and models club where you've got to like
it's a true communal experience.
You're not pouring out bottles of Dom.
No.
Okay. Does it feel good, especially for someone who's been in the spotlight for over 10 years now, to kind of like be a smaller part of a bigger thing, which is just like the energy in the space?
I don't understand the question.
Like you just let go and the drums are telling you how to move. You're not FKA Twigs anymore. You're just kind of like a microorganism in the larger club ecosystem.
Yeah, for sure. But I've always felt like that.
Okay.
I've always felt like that, even like within the ballroom scene or crumping, or I'm always just like, just feel lucky to be there.
Okay. So then for a rave vet, dance scene vet, what are some tips from FKA Twigs for a first time raver?
Oh, okay. Well, actually, like, I feel like one of my makeup artists, Lauren Reynolds, like, she does it so well. She's another like Capricorn sister. And it's just kind of like, you know, like bags you don't have to hold. Like, I don't know, she has this like thing about comfort when you're raving, where she has like this fanny pack and then it'll have like a lip balm in it, you know, some like toilet roll. Because like the better the rave, like the less likely there is to be toilet roll.
Right. Or it's like single ply, probably. Right?
Yeah, you know, like, you know, mints, chewing. I think it's kind of like camping.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Supplies.
Especially if you go long enough.
No, it's like, it is literally like supplies.
Survival kit.
Yeah. It's like a survival
Band-Aids
kit.
or blisters for your boots or whatever.
Literally, some comfortable shoes. No, it is kind of like that. And I always was so happy when we were out together, because I'd be like, Lauren, like, I need this. And she'd be like, okay, like a mum. You know?
Got you.
And then I said to her one time, I was like, how do you do this? And she just said to me, I just like to be comfortable when I'm out. And I was like, yes.
That's a rave mom.
Like, a rave mum. Like, I just want to be comfortable. Like, just good shoes.
So James and I, when we go to a rave, we should wear athleisure. Some like Lululemon, maybe.
Like leggings.
Some aloe.
Yoga leggings.
And a survival kit. Got it.
Bring some deodorant.
We're not going to stick out at
Sweatbands.
Have you ever been to Berghain?
Yeah.
What was okay. What advice do you have for someone to try to get in there? Because the whole thing is like, oh, you got to like not dress, but dress well, but dress a certain way, or not dress a certain way.
I don't know.
What are like the fits you wear when you go to Berghain?
It was anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
All black.
Or nothing.
Anything. I think, I don't know.
Do you have a favorite room?
Yeah, but I'm not going to say.
Okay.
Is it subterranean? No, we're not.
Oh.
Back to the
Actually, talking of Berghain, Drums of Death was actually mixed in Berghain.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was.
Using that because the sound system is like
Yes.
A1?
Yes.
Shit.
So Corliss, the producer of Drums of Death, he made the song, I believe, on the way to Berlin, and then he was playing a set and he had some time like before or after his set, and he mixed Drums of Death and finished the track in the main room in Berghain.
You can kind of hear that now that you mention it.
you
that
can.
shit fucking bangs.
Yeah,
dude.
bangs.
Do you give your music like the rave test? Like you got to give the whip test, right? Play it in the car. Do you also got to play it in the club to make sure it goes crazy on the speakers on that level sound system?
Did I? Yeah, I guess we did, but not really. Did we? Not. Yes, we did play it in a couple clubs, but not like the type of clubs where maybe it's supposed to be heard.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
When you're playing at the Polo Club? Like,
yeah.
Country club.
I don't know. I mean, I think that Lewis and I, more than playing it in clubs, whenever we felt like we were lost, we did go and have a good night out. Just to focus, you know, because sometimes, you know, you're going out, you're raving, you're having all these incredible experiences, and then you're in the studio and you're sort of like wearing sweatpants for 6 months. Sort of like ordering food on like Uber Eats or Deliveroo or whatever. It's kind of like the antithesis of like from whence the idea came.
Where the music should be living.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So we did definitely make sure that we touched back in, and even on the track, like at the end of a song, perfectly, there's wave sounds, and that's the ocean in Ibiza, and we were kind of out and recording nature where we were, and sounds from the environments of, you know, either places that have really inspired rave culture or clubs.
Do you have a favorite song on the album?
Ooh.
Oh, it's so hard. It just changes all the time.
What is it
I know,
today?
but, like, come on.
We told you some of our favorites. So
My favorite is Sticky.
childlike.
I
things.
think
I like the build.
honestly, yeah. It's so. I always hope people will say Sticky. Actually,
Fucking
I didn't know
pandering.
that.
This guy's
I
fucking
do.
pandering.
because it's very like
Teachers
intimate. It's
No, really, because it's like it's also like a kind of like a it's like halfway through the album ish, so it's like a demarcation where it's like starts really hard. The album, right? It's going
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah.
Fucking feel like I'm John Wick in the club, and then it like slows down, and it's like a moment of like levity and clarity, but then it kind of builds back up again.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Sticky for me, that lyric, like it says like I'm tired of messing up my life with overcomplicated moments and sticky situations. That's really how I was feeling before I made EUSEXUA. I just felt like everything was a mess.
It's like a thesis.
Well, it's just kind of like, like loads of like interpersonal, like weird, sticky stuff. And I feel, those things are really important, I think, to grow as a human. But sometimes it's just like, damn, like,
Shut up.
Just
fucking cut it off.
sometimes like, well, at least with my life, I found sometimes you can soar and like all your relationships are good and everything's like amazing. And other times just you get these like niggles with so many people. And have you ever had that? We have like tiny little interpersonal rubs with either at work or your partner or like this or that. And sometimes you're like, like fighting for your life out here.
Well, that's why I practice key chaining, honestly.
There you go.
Yeah. Sticky situation, otherwise known as the basement at Berghain. Do you get nervous in the run up to a project, or at this point are you just like, all right, like I know it's good?
No skips.
I do feel that EUSEXUA is a no skips album, I have to say.
I mean, we can attest to that.
I do, and I feel very proud of that. That's kind of something for everybody on that or every mood. That's why I feel like my favorite changes a lot.
Okay.
But
it hits a lot of different tones, but it's like cohesive still.
Yeah.
Like it's a little bit of everything, but it all feels gelled.
Yeah, which I feel like that's when I'm really like on my game. I feel that's what I'm good at as an artist, like LP1 or like Magdalene. It's like, well, Magdalene actually was very like one vibe, but LP1 actually skittered around a lot, but it somehow was all the same. So it's kind of nice to be able to bring that skill back into EUSEXUA from LP1. No, I don't really get nervous making it, but it's just, sometimes when you put it out, culture changes so much, and it's like all of the opinions and everything exists online, whereas I'm a real world artist.
Right.
Like, I exist in the real world, and I've recently got new management, and I'm trying to like really, really explain to them why I think like what works about me, and I keep on saying, I have to exist in the real world.
Right.
It's so important that people feel me in the real world because I am in the real world, like doing things. I'm in the clubs, I'm at the dance classes, I'm in the communities. Like that's just who I am as a human. And so I want people to feel that from me. But everything when you put out an album is like online. So
I was gonna say, Twigs, what's your screen time?
oh, terrible at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Is it really bad?
Probably at the moment it's really bad.
Is it mostly Instagram?
What's the app of choice? Where do we doom scroll?
Honestly, like Duolingo for me is a big one.
Really? What language are you learning?
French.
Right now?
How's it going?
It's I almost wanted to say something in French, but then I got shy.
C'est bon.
Sacre bleu.
Yeah, literally. It's going pretty well. I think because I don't like being touched a lot, and so sometimes when I'm in hair and makeup, I really was getting into the habit of doom scrolling a lot. So then I got Duolingo, so when I'm in hair and makeup, which is obviously a lot, I can learn something and do something productive with my time. And then I'm going to go back on, I had this piano app a while ago where you like press the notes, it helps with your pitch, that you can kind of, I'm going to do that as well. So probably at the moment, my screen time is a lot of Duolingo, and I try, I'm not going to say I don't do it. Actually, it's one of the 11 Croning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, one of the 11 is Croning, which is about your relationship with technology. And to crone is basically when you lose your own opinion to the algorithm. It's kind of a step further from doom scrolling.
I've been there.
That is too real.
It's kind of like when you get an opinion, but you don't know if that opinion is just being given to you from the internet or whether you thought of it yourself. Like what came first, the chicken or the egg?
We're trying to battle against that every fucking day of our lives. And educate people to like recognize and think critically, like, do I actually like this thing, or am I just being told I want to like this
It's
thing?
so
That's our cross to
confusing.
bear.
It's literally so confusing. But actually Croning, the movement for that, I can't do it because you've told me I have to hold this microphone. But it's to rub your hands.
So when you do this, you're like, oh, I need to put my phone down.
Well, yeah, to put your phone down, or if you are in a social situation, if you're out at dinner, for example, and you find that you want to, if you've ever been out and you just find you want to get out your phone, like the conversation lulls and you just think,
Yeah, or like
It's a reflex.
the more standard thing
Reflex.
is people put their phones on the table. And it's like, well, aren't we supposed to be like eating and chilling and hanging out?
Yeah, exactly.
Bad
But
etiquette.
it's like that thing. I don't know. Do you ever get this thing where you like pick up your phone? I'm gonna use your phone. Pick up your phone, and then you're just like,
Yeah.
you know, you have to like quickly put it down because
Oh my
you're
God.
like, yeah, it does feel like that. You're like, no, like I wasn't.
What's wrong with me?
You know, so in those moments, level 1 is when you rub your hands together, and then you think of 3 things in the room. So
Please don't name the mess.
Yeah, so what are you?
there's a lot of stuff over there. There's
It's
a
work. It's work.
There's a lot of junk in there.
Hey, those are samples.
Twigs, what the hell?
You know what you could do if it's ever a problem at dinner. One thing is everyone puts their phone in a pile, and the first person to reach their phone has to pay for everyone's dinner.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
That is
we're leveraging
amazing.
capitalism.
Phone roulette.
We're leveraging capitalism against you.
That's
but to improve your mental
incredible.
health.
No, I love
Feel
that.
free to take that one
Yeah.
I'm gonna take
That's a
that
freebie
one.
for your next dinner
So
party.
you're the most like
you.
addicted person, and then some people are like, "Fuck it, I just need to check my
I'll pay.
notifications."
Yeah.
It's the tax. It's
Yeah.
the screen time tax.
So you rub your hands and
Okay.
you think of 3 things in a room. So what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of like the lights are creating a glow off this wall here. You see that like glow?
Oh, that red.
yeah.
That's a
Clock.
That's your glam team's aura right there. That's what that is.
Lol. And then the temperature is like slightly below room temperature in here.
We told you it would make it warmer for you.
No, it's fine. I like it. In case honestly I need it to stay awake. And
So
then
it's not even things you see. It's like
yeah, it's like sensory. And then like I feel like because
How does
it's a
it
bit
smell
cold.
here?
No, it doesn't smell, but like the air is like a bit like
Dodged a
minty. Because it's a bit cold. It's
a bit
like
crisp.
it's a bit crisp in the room. So I think of those 3
How it feels
things.
to chew 5 gum.
And then exactly. And then all of a sudden I am like very present. Like I'm back here and I
That
find out
works.
I actually don't want that anymore.
No.
Don't want that.
Tethered back to reality.
Get my phone away from you.
Yes.
As an artist who is constantly pushing the boundaries of multiple mediums and like learning new skills, whether it's a new language, a new dance practice, or movement practice, what aspect of your work do you think is most underappreciated for how difficult it actually is?
Oh wow.
Talk your shit.
Oh, I don't even want to get into that question.
Is it the dance?
You get your flowers for the skills there.
Is it the song?
no?
Is it the songwriting?
No.
Is your rapping?
She's got bars. She
You
got bars.
spit, dude. Let's be real.
Yeah.
She's got it like that.
What part is most underrated?
For the difficulty.
Yeah.
Because you make it look so easy.
Ah, there it is.
I think it's probably that I just really conceive of all the ideas myself and I really truly have a hand in everything. And I feel like such a world builder in like an old traditional sense.
So you're not having the label marketing to me like, hey, this is what's going to
No.
pop on the algo.
No, like even for example, if we talk about my EUSEXUA matcha or Matchaful, you know, I had a long period of not having management, like maybe almost a year I didn't have a manager. And so I was thinking, I also didn't have any team basically for the whole time I was making EUSEXUA. I mean, I had Atlantic and like a few key players, but I was very, I just shut down. I was like, no, I just need to do
keychain
this.
them.
I keychained
Every
hard.
key.
No, after
Cost.
lockdown, I literally was just like,
The juice is loose, dude.
I was
Throw it
very
into the
like that.
Thames.
So I started to think, 'cause I didn't have a publicist either. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to like do a magazine cover on top of the album because I just don't have a publicist.
That's how you
And
ended up on a podcast.
That's why you're here.
literally.
You fucked up.
But no, then I was thinking about, I want people to feel me. I want people to taste me in the real world. So I do really love Matchaful. Whenever I come to New York, I'm always like, yeah, I get to go have my favorite matcha.
You're literally fiending for it when you walk into the room. You're like, where's
Yeah.
my fucking matcha?
Yeah.
She was so mean about it. I was like, damn, diva. Fucking what the hell?
No, I wasn't.
No, she
I was
wasn't.
very nice. And so then I just thought, oh, I'll just DM them.
Oh, shit.
Wow. You just floated.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna like DM
Shoot
and
your
just say
shot.
like, hey, do you want to make a EUSEXUA matcha? And like,
They said a what?
They're like, that
Yeah.
sounds unsafe. What do you tell us more? It's like, no.
the
Yeah.
FDA is going to be on
It
our
has
ass.
tahini, it has spirulina.
exactly. So yeah, then we started building this amazing relationship together. And I guess my point is I've just never really had marketing or branding or a creative director in a traditional sense. You know, I just think of things myself and do them.
For the listeners at home, is there a code they can use to maybe drop at Matcha and Matcha Full and get a free FK Twigs matcha?
I mean, we can
We'll set that up.
think about it.
We'll
we can
DM
set
it,
it
we'll
up.
DM it.
I'm going to DM Matchful. Hey guys, me again.
So everything does come from a singular source, which is yourself.
No, it really does.
The visuals, the song, the world building, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that it's kind of I feel like I'm gonna be very honest here.
Please.
I feel like for the past 10 years I've often been used as like a mood board for a lot of artists, and
I don't say.
and I feel that I'm at a point in my career where the creative industry really knows who I am, but maybe like your grandma doesn't or your auntie doesn't.
But in a way they do.
Don't underestimate the women in my family and their taste level, Twigs, please.
Well, they just like banging.
No, I don't think
They're like listening to what, like
But in a way they
the deep cuts of like EP2. Like how's that? That's my jam.
But in a way they have seen like Twigs just filtered and diluted, and they've seen diet Twigs.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not even like, I mean, I keep it very classy. Like obviously some things have really hurt if it's really something that I've poured my like guts into. So say for example for me, like the cellophane video, when I made that, honestly, like it took me a year and I learned I couldn't pole dance. So I wrote cellophane, I could not pole dance, and I was like, the video is pole dancing and the video is breaking down like the sensuality of a woman and the sexual strength of a woman, which for me, the pinnacle of that would be like a beautiful woman on a pole in a strip club. Like that to me is like, wow, that's so incredible. And I'm going to distill all the layers of that. And I wanted to show, you know, the journey that I'd been through in my body, because I'd had to have this crazy operation and build myself back up. And I went through all of this thing, and then to see like other artists just literally like take it, you know,
Wholesale.
like scene for scene. And
Thanks, Honora. Just kidding.
and you know, like when I saw that, it really hit me. But then sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, it's kind of, it's part of being an artist. And yeah, it is flattering.
Does that compel you to just continue building new world? And like, not to gas you up, but Lawrence and I, when we were talking about it, we were like, yo, it kind of is like Prince or Bowie, where like every project does have like a new character and world to it. Does that compel you to keep iterating, keep evolving because you know that everyone just rips you off?
Not because of that. No, that doesn't come into it. But I am evolving because I am a human, and like my desire is to evolve.
You're a real artist.
And learn French.
Real.
French.
You're like a Pokemon.
Yeah. To get a signature matcha and learn French.
Yeah. This version of Twigs knows French.
Check.
What about so like when you are embarking on a new project with EUSEXUA in this case, like besides creating the music, creating the world, what is the component specifically that gets you the most excited? Is it the music videos and the visuals? Is it the live performing? Is it having income again? Or
I think it is maybe that moment that I know what the album's about, because sometimes I'm just writing and then I'm writing. And I remember even like with Magdalene, for example, when I realized it was like this heartbreak album, I was like, no. I remember I called my old manager in tears. He was like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I'm making a heartbreak album. I was like, I don't want to. I just want to be fab because off the back of it, I just wanted to be like iconic and fab. And like I had, you know, after LP1 and after 2 weeks, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to make these like emotional, like bangers and but like hard and sexy and tough. And I wanted to pick up the pace and do this kind of I don't know, like I was very inspired by Aaliyah or like Janet Jackson and the way that they would perform with us. And I was like, oh, I want to find my own way of doing that. And then I was writing Home With You, and no matter how hard I tried to kind of reach for this thing, it just kept on coming back to like Mirrored Heart or like Daybed. And I was like, no, you know, and those were the things
get
that
it
were
together, Twigs.
Yeah, so
that was catharsis, right? That's like what was telling your art. The art was dictating that you deal with that emotion,
thing,
right?
exactly. And then you can't deny it. Then you've just got to go with it. So there is this beautiful moment where you realize what your soul is actually saying, rather than what like the mood board dictates, or what your like list of songs that you really like are. It's kind of, no, it has to be honest. And that's the work that really resonates for me. And that's the work that I think stands the test of time for my fans and for culture and society. These are the things that will be rediscovered. And we've seen that with a lot of artists, even like Imogen Heap and Kate Bush and younger generations coming back to artists and being like, oh wow, that's incredible. And it was because it was real.
Yeah.
You know, it's because that's a real expression and we can't deny that. It's
Gotta
just,
your
lean
soul
into that skid.
Yeah. Your soul right now is like, you got to go out and just dance all night with your friends.
no, we actually have
Just
to.
let go.
No, because the world's weird. And so so I think the only option right now is to find moments. It's kind of it's selfish and it's like being selfish and also having a community, I think, because at the moment I feel like, at least for me, I need to have everything at home very ordered because like politics, everything is like so chaotic. The world, Instagram, online, like the most famous people in the world are like super chaotic. And so it really helps me to have less things. I mean, I've been doing these pop-ups. I've been like selling all of my stuff to my fans. It's been amazing.
Oh, wow.
So I like sell all my clothes, like my archive costumes, because I feel that in a way by giving things to my fans, it's archived.
Yeah.
Does that sound weird? Because
Unless they're going to resell it.
well, yeah, but they can resell it. But at least then if someone likes the costume that I wore, then it's like, oh, this is FKA Twigs' costume. I'm not going to screw it up and put it like,
it's going to a good home.
It's going to a good home. And so it can be like collected again one day if it had to be. Anyway, my point is that I'm digressing, but my point is my point is that it's helpful for me to have all of my things really ordered at home and to have less things and to really like know where everything is in my life, because it means that when I go out or when I'm in a moment of artistic expression or even with friends and having a good time, I can actually let loose a bit more without the anxiety.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the meme where there's a guy in a club being interviewed? And I feel like it kind of encapsulates a lot of EUSEXUA. Not to boil down your incredible
to a meme,
life's work to a single image, but it's a guy being interviewed and he goes, you know, I have it right here. I live in constant fear of the Westerner descent towards fascism, but I digress. The club is bumping. The ladies look good. The alcohol is flowing. There's much pain in the world, but not in this room. I feel like that's kind of like what you're trying to put out there.
Yeah, I'm okay with it being distilled to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Twigs approved.
I was worried, but
maybe is it too late to swap out the album cover to just that meme?
Yeah, I mean, I think I keep on coming back to this lyric that I wrote in a bathroom in Prague, and it said, this room of fools, we make something together. With open wounds, we're bleeding out the pressure. Because I thought individually this is so bizarre, but when we're all together, this is amazing. Like it feels so important for us to be together right now. But you know, I'm not very how can I explain it? Like I'm not a very like cynical person, or I don't do things kind of ironically. You know, so for me, EUSEXUA is very heartfelt, and as much as like the club is this kind of absolute rage, I find it a very spiritual experience. And I'm hoping that through listening to the album and then through going out and experiencing like techno clubs, as I hope people will start exploring, because I have to be clear, like this is not a techno album. This is a response to me going out.
Right.
Does that make sense? It's not like this. The songs can work in a club, but it's not.
I'm pretty sure they're going to work at the club.
They do work in the club, but I feel that also the melodies and I've wanted it to be like my spiritual response to having this.
Okay.
Yeah. You found sincerity in the club.
Well, no, because I also well, no, because it's
we
like
found love in a hopeless place.
We found some love in a hopeless place, but no, I think for me it's a balance, because I didn't want it to be cynical and this like rage and this like fuck it like thing.
Right.
But also I really don't like being earnest. I have also a problem with like earnestness. Yeah.
Really? The lyrics are so
the problem with being earnest.
No?
I don't like too much like earnestness in art. Like I like it to be like a bit of I still need it to be a bit like cunty.
Okay, yeah.
Like a bit of puss still, you know. A bit.
So sincerity is a little weak.
A dab of puss.
No, it's not weak. I just like it just doesn't always connect with me when something's like super too sincere.
Well, it's also it is art that is to be consumed. Like it can't be. It just still has to be like relatable or consumable.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're completely earnest, it might not just miss me because like we're not exactly synced up with something.
Well, maybe like if it's too earnest, like for me, it would feel like self-indulgent, I guess.
Oh, that's fair.
Have you gotten any feedback on the album so far that has really felt special and really stuck with you?
Besides
from us being like, yo, shit bangs.
Yeah. No skips.
I mean, not many
She's the
people have
goat.
heard it, honestly.
Oh, really? Oh,
No.
I feel.
Oh, wow.
You feel very special.
Yeah, hardly anyone's heard
Even
it.
though the
Okay.
link that Nick sends me keeps fucking getting expired and
Yeah.
it does for a new one. What the fuck is up with that?
Really? Maybe that's why. Yeah,
It's
not
a
many
watermark.
people have heard it up until this point.
Well, bangs. Well, look, people, I think like project, people are always so impressed by the commitment to evolving, experimentation, whether that's music, the visuals, the Twigs character, for that, specific to that time and everything you touch. And it does feel like, going back a little bit, like it does feel like that stand in stark contrast to most of cultural art, pop culture art these days, which feels like disposable, driven by the algos, formulaic. Do you ever feel like you want to just say, fuck it, I'm going to drop a catchy fucking sugary hook, do a viral dance on TikTok, just call it a day?
No.
It'd be so easy.
It wouldn't. It's not easy for me.
Really?
No.
You couldn't just fucking bang out some like, okay, this will go viral.
No.
Getting twiggy with it? No.
Everybody do the Twiggy.
What's the Twiggy?
The
How would-
Dougie, but you doing it.
It's the 12th movement.
How would
We haven't
Oh
invented
yeah,
it
yeah,
yet.
exactly.
Just a little Dougie.
Mine would be
but
like a lot of like shaking and like guttural sounds.
so a seizure.
yeah. Exactly. Like, but it like calms a polyvagal nerve. But like,
You have to get one of these chairs. Actually, I feel like these chairs are exactly what was
They're
in,
giving like drums of death. Yeah.
But
Right?
as culture, to James's point, like is becoming way more superficial. Is that like the consumer, you think, becoming lazier because discovery is so easy and attention spans are shorter? So like long form, in-depth stuff is just like not in vogue. Like who's to blame?
Literally.
Yeah.
I actually think we're on the reverse.
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
No,
we're
I
on the
really
upswing.
do. Well, yeah, we're on the upswing. I actually think that people are really searching for talent. They're searching for amazing dancers within the music industry, singers.
Okay.
I think that the things that are starting to go viral now are less kind of like the silly dance, but more kind of somebody doing something incredible with their
Real
craft.
shit.
Yeah, I think it's slow, but I can really see it's happening. And I think I know it's happening because people are starting to like fuck with me again. So
Right.
I think, and also
Did
starting
people stop fucking with you in your opinion or something? Like
No, I think like
It's like, where's Twig? She's in some dark
She's
rave
in-
in
yeah.
Prague. Where'd she
she's
go?
in Dracula's
yeah, I've
castle.
just been like under the radar. I feel like for years really I've just been kind of like
Were you
keeping it
surprised at
pretty
the
low.
visceral reaction to like, especially, I think it was Drums of Death was at the beginning of
Yeah.
EUSEXUA video. And then
Yeah.
people were like, yo, what the fuck is this? We need this.
Was I surprised?
Yeah.
No, it's amazing. Like it's sick.
But it is like a 9-minute
Yeah.
video, right? With the
Yeah,
two
but that's
songs combined.
normal. But think about like Prince or like Bowie, like they do like a 5-minute intro or
Right.
something. Like that is for me the great.
For you, you want to bring that back because
wanna
otherwise it's
bring-
like 15-second TikTok video.
honestly like bring music videos back, bring long form musical content back, bring.
Rock operas?
I mean, look at like Bohemian Rhapsody.
yeah. Oh,
You
speaking
know,
of rock opera.
like even some incredible pop songs, like amazing Michael Jackson songs are like 4 or 5 minutes long. Even if you look at Sade, like some of her songs are 4 or 5 minutes
sure.
long. Like,
Freebird, 14 minutes.
yeah.
Leonard Skinner.
okay.
Not sure.
Meatloaf.
That's- Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would do anything for love.
Oh, exactly.
But okay, yeah. So
But I
you think that we are swinging back towards that?
100%. Music is such a gift. A music artist, it's like to be a music artist, it's so incredible because it's not a film, it's not so long, but it's just enough time where you can really change people's perception of an idea, of their heart, of a lover, of a feeling, of anger, of hope. And I think it's been really hard to encapsulate that in like seven seconds on TikTok. You know, I don't.
Yeah, but we try. But it's tough.
It's tough, but I don't think I'm ever going to fit into that. And I think the biggest relief for me is really drilling down on the fact that that's not necessarily going to work for me. And I think also, I mean, I've been signed to Atlantic now for a couple of years, and this is my first project putting out with them, and they're really amazing actually. And I think they see that with me now. I mean, I was with them yesterday, and we were kind of saying, yeah, like what works is just me being
Right.
weird and experimental and expressive and honest, and that's what really works. And
That's honestly both surprising and refreshing here because normally would be like, oh, I met with the label and they're like, yeah, what's the TikTok trend we're going to do?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what's the meme?
I
How are we going viral, Twigs?
obviously, yeah, sure, a little bit, but with me,
They're smarter than that.
yeah, I think maybe when I first joined and I put out Capri songs and stuff, I was like flirting a bit more with that. And it was also new. I think all artists were, but I don't know. It's just not me. Honestly, like that time that it takes to do a TikTok, which it actually takes quite a long time. It can take like 2 hours, you know, like editing and trying to get dressed, put on your makeup, like do all that stuff. Like, I would literally rather learn French. And I am. And I'd rather get on the pole and I'd rather learn a new sword move, or I'd rather read a book, or I'd rather actually do something that is going to help me with my art in a very practical, real world way. Something tangible. Yes, exactly. It's like in figure eight. And sometimes I have to remind myself of my younger self, because honestly, sometimes she was smarter than me. But in figure eight, I said, can you touch it? Is it real? And that was figure eight came out of the big boom of Instagram. And that's what I was talking about. Like, can you touch it? No. Is it real? No. Can you touch it? Yes. Is it real? Yes. You know? And so I can touch craft. I can understand it. I can live it. I can be it. The algorithm, like, I don't know. I'm not like, I just don't.
We're so counter to it that it's like, you're going to beat it.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. The algorithm is just feeding us the same slop. And then like, oh, well, actually there's also this offering over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Via Twigs.
You might be our last hope in the battle against the algorithm.
Oh, don't put that on me.
Terminator.
Yeah.
For the good one, not the bad one in the first movie.
I think there are actually, I think like there's a few artists right now that are really either having the same epiphany as me or beating it with their craft and with their talent.
Who are you listening to? Yeah. Who do you?
I want to say her name right. Is it Doechii?
Oh, yeah.
We saw her live.
Yeah.
She was incredible.
Yeah. She's shit.
And you see someone like Doechii that, you know, she's been bubbling and doing her thing for a few years, and then she does a few performances, and that's just talent. Like, how funny that if you're really talented, people love it.
Crazy.
What a concept. Crazy. What a concept, you know, that if you just rap and sing really well live and it's sick, and you rehearse your performance and then you do it, that people think that's amazing.
She was amazing live. We were blown away. But
that is talent. Someone that can sing, someone that can rap, someone that can dance, someone that can look good, someone who has a point of view. Like, that is... It's so crazy that we actually lost that for a few years. We genuinely lost the idea that if you practice something and you get ready, but you know why? It's because now we can't practice anything without putting it on the internet. Right. You get a tiny bit good on the guitar and you're, I'm going to film it. Put it on. You know, it's like some things.
The chicks are going to love this.
Yeah, exactly. But it's amazing just to do something for yourself. It's amazing to get good. It's like when I came through with pole dancing for cellophane, you know, it's like I kept it pretty quiet, and you just come through with a video like bam, like, you know, but you know that you've been doing it for years, but no one else necessarily.
Put in the 10,000 hours, then
everyone's
present
like,
it.
wait, Twigs is a master? Twigs is a master wushu sword fighter?
No, but I worked so hard.
Is that the hard? What's been the hardest skill that you picked up in like adulthood? We keep mentioning the pole dancing and the sword fighting, which are unreal. But I don't know. But again, you might be working on something where it's like,
but don't tell us yet because it's not perfected.
I'm actually a classically trained architect or something, you know?
No, I think honestly, the truth is like probably gaining the tools just to exist in this industry, and like the emotional regulation just to like do my job.
That is probably a skill in and of itself.
That's probably like the biggest
that a lot of people
skill.
don't have.
Yeah, but that's probably the biggest skill that I've honestly learned.
Can we ask a quick question about, we've mentioned the Drums of Death video and like the unreal dancing that. Was the aesthetics or concept at all inspired by the TV show industry and the protagonist Harper Stern? No?
No.
Okay. We were with the homies over and we're like, yo, God, please. Like, no.
Okay.
People are like maybe trying to connect.
Everyone loves industry though, but I should watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's phenomenal.
It's great.
Oh, okay. I need a new show.
Oh, dude.
3 seasons.
That's the one.
Okay. Thank you.
They're like 30 minutes long. Super great characters and plot and everything.
Okay, I've been looking for
Vicky Khan, you're welcome.
Highly recommended.
Okay,
we want to put you onto something.
Can we actually tap into your brain a little bit with pop culture? Like as 2025 kicks off with, so many people in this room are saying, possibly album of the year. We want to know what your best and worst of 2024 was looking back. What was like your favorite album of 2024?
Oh gosh.
You mentioned Doechii.
Was her Swamp Princess, I believe, was the album?
I think. Oh, did it have to come out in 2024 or just what I was listening to?
It's your favorite.
Yeah, it's just you. You can name some old obscure shit.
Yeah, I was. I was.
That's fine.
Sorry, annoying.
Craft work. No, it's fine. Yeah, like what was your Spotify Wrapped?
My Spotify Wrapped was
Oh, here we go.
it was Nina Simone.
Oh,
nice.
I mean, come on.
It was 4 songs of Nina Simone, and then it was 1 song of a very new artist who has about like 100 plays on Spotify called Balzac 30.
Okay.
Balzac 30?
Balzaac.
Like the author Balzac?
Balzaac.
Okay.
Balzac 30.
Okay.
And then
What genre is that?
Yeah.
say that again.
What's the genre of Balzac 30?
I think it's quite like a new genre. I don't know. I'm not very good at genres, as you can probably tell from my music. But like, but like, it's kind of, it's sexy, tiny bit trappy, a little bit like Euro trash, dancey, like kind of, you know, music makes you feel a bit like you're on drugs. But
Okay, so the Prague national anthem.
but it's not like hard. It's kind of like light and sexy and. Yeah, it's
All right,
really
we're marking
nice.
it down.
Is Nina Simone about to have like, are kids going to rediscover Nina Simone? Do you think? I feel like one of my most recently like added to library songs is a live rendition from Nina Simone of Who Knows Where the Time Goes. But I feel like that's like something that could be like tapped into by younger generations. Like, who is this goddess?
Oh, I hope so.
I hope so.
Fingers crossed.
What about a TV show?
Yeah,
You mentioned that 2025, your favorite TV show is going to be Industry.
Right. What did you watch?
What did I watch last year that I loved? I'm really bad at stuff like this. What did I watch?
We can skip it.
Yeah.
No, I really want to think of something. You know when you get asked a question and everything just goes blank? I always get that.
Yeah, it happens to us a lot.
Do you only consume prestige TV or do you watch like trashy reality like Love Island and?
No, I can watch trashy stuff for sure. I think. I mean, I love documentaries as well. I'm a big documentary
What was
person.
the best doc you watched last year?
Oh, I can't remember what it's called, but I watched this documentary about a woman who it's really beautiful and sad actually. She had like mental health issues and she was in a mental health hospital and then they let her go and then she went and lived in a house alone because she had nowhere to go and she lived in this house and in her head she was in love with a man who never wrote her. She'd had a chance encounter with a man and because she had mental health issues, she thought that they were together. And so she got released from mental health hospital. She went into this house and she thought that he was coming for her. Don't make me want to cry. He thought that she thought he was coming for her. And so she stayed in the house through a winter and she like collected apples at the very end of autumn and she ate 1 apple a day and she lived in the house.
Did you keep the doctor?
Through, no, she died.
Oh, wow. She needed a doctor.
I was thinking the same thing.
No, she died because she was waiting for her lover because she thought that he was going to give her a
Very
sign.
Shakespearean.
Honestly, don't it? Like,
when did this happen? Like when
it's like in recent times. I don't know the year, but
The American healthcare system.
Was it in America?
Yeah, it was in America. But the worst thing about it is she wrote everything down. Like she wrote, like, I'm waiting for this person. He's going to come. Like I have 3 apples left. Like, and then she was like, I'm so weak. There's snow outside, but I know that like we're meant to be together and he's going to come and he's going to help
Thanks
me.
for killing the vibe.
Sorry.
And, Jesus
and then,
Christ.
I know. And then he didn't come, but the most heartbreaking.
Because he didn't know she existed, right?
He didn't know. And I think even when there was like 9/11, because she was homeless and she went to like help with 9/11 and she was like helping everyone. She was like such an angel and everyone thought that she was working like with a thing, but she just was there by herself, like trying to help people around the scene.
Yikes.
But then she basically wrote these letters and then she ran out of food and then she just wrote until she was weaker and weaker and weaker and then she died. But the sad thing was... The really sad thing is that if you read her letters, you think that she's in the wilderness, but they filmed from outside the window of this house and there's people all around her. So there's like houses all around, but she was writing as if she was on the top of like a mountain somewhere crazy. But if you looked out of the house, you could just see into another person's living room. So at any point she could have walked up to someone's house and said like, I need help.
I need food.
Yeah,
Thanks, George Bush.
Yeah. And she didn't know that she could do that.
Damn. Okay.
Sorry, that's really
pretty rough stuff.
Yeah, but there's something kind of, I don't know. There's
but
something
you enjoyed
in there.
that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't enjoy it, but I thought there was something kind of, sometimes like when you, even to bring it back to EUSEXUA, it's like do you feel alone? You're not alone. You know, like that idea of you think you're alone in your anxieties, your weirdness, your human things, but like, no, you're not alone. There are groups of people that feel the same as you. You just have to find them.
Right. Well, this woman needed some help. We all could use some help. And sometimes it's best if we even help ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Self-care, very important. It does, from the outside, Twigs, kind of feel like you're a workaholic. Do you ever just pamper yourself?
Yeah, I do. I did a face mask before I came here.
What's that?
I did a face mask before I came here.
Like, that's how you like treat yourself? Face mask?
Like a sheet mask, go off. Go crazy.
I mean, you do, as a dancer, someone very in touch with their physicality, like you treat your body like a temple.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you had some Maccas?
What's maca?
McDonald's.
Oh,
That's what
no.
the British people call it.
No.
No?
Mackie D's, we call it.
Mackie D's.
Mackie D's.
What about, do you have like a naughty food that you indulge in?
Guilty pleasure. For her leisure.
Pasta.
Pasta?
Like quinoa pasta or like real pasta?
Like real pasta. I had some last night.
Oh, how was it?
It's delicious.
Well, what was in it?
What?
What was in it? Like
It was
just
like,
butter
how do you
rolls?
say
Like,
it? The one,
Describe it.
it's like the one with like the tomato vodka sauce. Is it something pepe?
Cacio pepe?
Mhm.
But that's with like a white, that's with pepper and like a kind of like a white, it's egg yolks and Parmesan.
Yeah, I think it was that.
Delicious.
Okay.
Let's talk about your clothes real quick.
Okay.
Your wardrobe, always so out there, right? What do you wear if you're just grabbing a bite at the chip shop or going to the cafe for a cuppa?
Okay, well, again, it comes back to the 11. So I have like a wardrobe or something I call my blues, which I have like a small part of my closet, which is just for this color that I wear. And it's all the same color. And it's different hoodies, tops, shorts, tracksuit bottoms, trousers, all in the same color. So then I can close my eyes and put anything on, and it's modular dressing. So I don't have to worry about how it looks.
You literally close your eyes and pull something out.
No, and it all looks good.
That's crazy.
Because I've like found things where the silhouettes really work.
Yeah.
And I've actually been trying to develop it so I can make my own modular dressing system for other people.
Oh, wow.
Because it looks really cute. It's like this amazing, like steely blue, like it's this amazing, like Japanese steely blue color.
Ooh.
Like indigo-ish.
Yeah, but like a bit more muted, like slightly. It's kind of like a non-color. It's quite grey, but I call it the blues. And I wore
Twigs
the
got
blues.
the blues.
The blues. And I wore it the whole time I was making EUSEXUA. So I wouldn't have to worry about what I was wearing. But it always looks really cute. Like people are always like, oh, like you look nice. But it kind of looks like it looks like you're like in a mode of something because it's all one color.
Do you have clothing design aspirations?
I mean, I design clothes for On Running.
Oh, right.
that's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Like the activewear stuff.
Collaborator.
Yeah, I am
stuff.
a creative partner.
Did you DM
there.
them? Is that how that happened?
No.
Shout out On. They're fucking family. We
Yeah.
work with them. They owe us a check, but whatever. I'm sure by the time this podcast comes out, the check will have hit.
Thanks
Wow.
for airing them out in front of
We're good. We're
Twigs,
good.
their collaborative
it's
partner.
fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. What about like who are your favorite designers right now, or who do you find yourself wearing the most often besides the blues?
A lot of Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever chilled with him?
Yeah.
Is he a fun hang?
Yeah.
Do you go to the gym with him?
No.
Okay, who do you think stronger, you or Rick Owens?
Me.
But he's pretty buff.
Me.
Okay.
He skips leg day though. He only works on the glam muscles.
Yeah. Okay.
Curls for the girls.
So Rick,
Chest.
and you mentioned you're wearing Anne de Meulemeester.
Mhm.
So Anne for sure, right?
Yeah.
She's got to be up there. Legend.
Yeah. I mean, I wear a lot of
I guess there's a new designer, but
I wear just a lot of non-branded stuff, honestly. I love finding things particularly from Japan, actually. Like
Oh,
amazing sort of old sportswear silhouettes. Like I wear a lot of cotton. I'm not a big person for not wearing cotton, actually. I live in cotton. I'm also like a rash queen.
A rash queen.
Yeah.
Like you
Meaning-
have sensitive skin.
Yeah, I just like travel a lot and like, you know.
A rash queen.
Rash
You're a
queen.
tummy ache queen, a rash
Yeah.
queen.
Yeah, I
You're
am.
the queen of just malaise.
yeah. Wait, so
Bodily malaise.
is your body a temple or are you
No,
gonna
it
switch
really
it up,
is.
dude?
No, it really is. I think it's I actually have like a theory around this. It's quite funny. I think there's like basically two types of mixed race people.
Oh.
Like there's one type of
Go.
mixed race people that like has the perfect skin, like long thick hair, like everything, like genetic, like the strongest parts of like the. No, I'm the other one.
No, I'm the other one.
You're the other one.
I'm the
Yeah, and then there's
You're
like the other.
good skin, good hair. I'm the
No.
fucking podcast.
And I'm white.
yeah.
No, I feel like I'm the other one. I'm the one that like I have to just really. That's why I have to look after myself so well.
Because you would fall apart instantly if
I
you
think
didn't.
so. Yeah, I think I would. Yeah.
No, you're stronger than that.
No, I just like to look after myself because there's just a lot of toxins everywhere now, like in the air and in food and in water.
Microplastics.
Yeah, all these different things. So I just find that the small decisions I make every single day.
That's why you're in the club asking your homie Lauren for some lotion because like, yo, I got a rash.
Yeah, I'm like,
I got a rash.
Have you got any like calendula lotion?
She got preparation H in there. What do we got?
Yeah, so a lot of recurrents like.
And like vintage Japanese or just kind of like unknown
vintage,
stuff?
Yeah.
Like what? Like Calm and Rei Kawakubo?
No, just like unbranded stuff.
Right.
Oh, shit.
As
Just
long
anything.
as it's cotton.
Yeah, like
Natural
cotton,
fabrics,
linens, natural
fibers.
fabrics.
No synthetics. None of whatever the fuck I'm wearing.
No
None of that.
polyester.
Yeah, I tend not, if I own it, I tend not to. If I'm wearing it for a shoot or
course.
the red carpet, then, you know,
You're professional.
then it's like, we'll do it. But
What's the one piece of clothing besides the blues you find yourself wearing over and over the most?
probably Rick Owens like lilies. So comfy.
Yeah, can't do much better than Mr. Dick Ovens himself.
If you're having a good time, could you ask Rick Owens to come on the podcast?
Yeah, I can do.
Okay, great.
Also, like ballet warm-up wear I wear a lot.
Oh.
So like dancers warm-up wear.
Oh, like the socks he wears. Are you wearing them?
No, I'm not wearing my dance.
Yeah, like those like socks and kind of like that warm-up like
Yeah.
nice
I'm with you.
jerseys
Yeah.
tied to the body.
Like cropped sweatshirts.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Aerobic wear.
Does your mom still make costumes for you?
No.
She's
You're like,
retired.
Mom, you're good. I'm good, Mom.
I try it
I
sometimes.
got Rick now.
No, I do try it sometimes, but she's just like,
And she's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Nice try.
No, she always tells me what she thinks of my work though.
Oh, really?
Oh, what's the current situation in terms of reviews from mom?
The review from mum, the last time I spoke to my mum, probably a week ago, she said to me, she said, you know, Talia, that's my real name. She said, when you dance, it's so special. And she said, when you dance, it's always been the way that if you're on a stage, like I always like look at you. And she said, I think you should do your next music video or your next performance where it's just you.
Oh.
She was like, you know, the other dancers are really lovely, but she said, I just want to
Solo.
see you by yourself. So I did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I
that
just
sounds
shot-
like some mom advice where she just loves her daughter so much that
Yeah, I
she's
know.
like,
So
your
your
mom
mom
put
fuck
a-
about all those other people.
Your
I
mom
know,
put a
it's so
bunch of
cute.
dancers out of work, is what I'm hearing.
She's a job eliminator.
No, but she says other things to me as well. Like she says like don't forget to like use my hands when I'm performing. And what else did
Because
she say?
she is a musician herself.
She's a dancer.
Yeah,
She was a dancer.
And your
yeah.
father was a musician.
And a dancer.
Mm.
Yeah, I have two dads. I have like my biological dad and a stepdad.
Right.
But the culmination of all three of them is like exactly who I am. It's so funny.
That's a lot of stage parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like my mom was kind of like the anti-stage parent, like anti-dance mom. She was, but she also wasn't as well.
Well, whoever got your rash gene from, fuck them. Kidding.
I don't know. I feel like that's my biological dad. Sorry.
Sorry, Pops. Had to get that out of the
back
way.
to UK culture that so obsessed with Twigs. Do you eat beans for breakfast?
Do I? No.
No. Okay.
Why not?
I
You get a full fry up?
Full
No.
English.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Do you split the G?
What's that?
Why don't you explain this?
Do you drink a Guinness?
No.
Okay. Well, if you have a Guinness branded mug, not a mug, what am I thinking?
Pint
Pint glass.
Okay.
You know, and they have the logo, people will like try to sip it and like get the line of the beer exactly to like where the G is.
Okay.
It's called splitting the G. It's a fun way of
It's a
binge
fun game to
drinking.
drink 1/3 of your beer in 2 gulps.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So you don't do that. What about
It's a craze taking over the nation.
okay?
No, I mean I'm from the Midlands. We have like cider or scrumpy.
Okay.
What's your-
Scrumpy?
What's
Yeah.
scrumpy?
Scrumpy is it's kind of like a little bit like cider, but it's different. It's from like I think all my family from Birmingham. It's like a kind of Midlands drink in pubs.
Do you what's your favorite crisp? Shrimp? Prawns, rather?
I don't eat crisps.
Cheese
No.
and onion?
What was that monster onion? What's that
Yeah,
one?
monster
The
paws or something?
monster munchy onion? No.
No, I think probably if I had to say my favorite crisp, it'd probably be like I'd be partial maybe to like a salt and vinegar hula hoop.
Oh yeah.
What's a hula hoop?
So it's
that
like
bread?
little like potato, like round.
Yeah. British Funyuns.
Love a salt and vin. Did you get Oasis reunion tickets for 2025?
No,
I guess you could just show up, right?
Do you
Just walk
fuck
in.
with Britpop?
yeah,
Okay. So
That's a big
so maybe you'll get free Oasis tickets then?
maybe.
Fingers crossed.
We'll see.
Liam.
Some of us had to
No.
buy them like fucking peasants, but
Well, it's actually quite funny because do you remember? Did you ever see my performance that I did on Jules Holland, where I had the sword for Mary Magdalene. And I did like sword dancing on Jules Holland.
Yeah.
And I had this vision that I wanted to like walk from behind the camera. But so my stage was here. So when you perform on Jules Holland, it's like, you're all facing each other, like the different bands. And I was here, but I wanted to like walk at the beginning of the song into the space. But Noel Gallagher that was his space. And I had like barefoot and this kind of like wet look dress on and like a sword and like wet like Renaissance ringlets. And then I had to ask him, I was like, can I stand like in your bit? And he was just like, why the fuck has she got a sword? He was like, why the fuck has she got a sword? And I remember
Was he
like
scared? Was he
no, I think he was a bit perplexed. I think he was just like, what? He was just like, what's this girl doing? But I was like walking on. I was just like, right now.
Have you since then interfaced with either of the Gallagher brothers?
Yeah, they're lovely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm quite like nervous around them.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Cool, because they're like the biggest rock stars anywhere.
Yeah,
really.
I think especially for my generation, like they scored every single like sixth form. What's it called? Like green room or whatever. They scored every sixth form green room, which is like, I don't know. Do you have that where like when you're older, you get like a space to kind of hang out at school?
Like a student lounge.
Yeah, student lounge.
Okay.
Yeah, like that was the score of every sixth form student lounge,
that's
like
okay.
in
It
the
was
UK. Yeah,
just the soundtrack of that.
Yeah,
was
totally.
Whatever,
That-
Champagne Supernova.
totally. Yeah.
Let's talk about the crow for a second. When it comes to scratching your itch as an actor, which it sounds like that's like a realm you're really leaning into, is there a dream director or fellow actor you'd love to work with one day? Let's manifest right now for 2025.
Yeah, there's got to be somebody.
Maybe like Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino.
Well, you better hurry up. He's about to retire, right?
Is
yeah,
he?
he's making one last picture. He said.
Oh, okay. Well, missed that boat probably.
Yeah. Maybe he'll come back just for you.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You love you love
would-
Tarantino?
You would have to show feet, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, got to show feet.
It's okay. I've got nice feet.
Okay.
I'm not
Quentin,
surprised to hear
Quentin,
that.
if you're listening.
Honestly,
actually-
you might just book the gig, dude.
Yeah.
Off of that alone, he loves feet.
Really, I think I'm a 5 on Wiki Feet.
A 5 out of 5.
5 or
5
10?
out of 5.
I'll
Five out of
check while
10.
we.
Let's have a look.
Okay, hold on. Why don't
Imagine
you,
if I've like gone down to a 2.
You fluctuated that much?
No, I said imagine if I had gone down to a 2 from the last
I
time I
got to
checked.
book a fucking pedicure
All
real
right,
quick.
right now, FKA Twigs Wiki Feet score is a 5 out of 5, which means beautiful feet. And there are so many pictures of your feet here. Holy shit.
Which has got to be tough for a dancer to have beautiful feet, right?
Well, it's funny because I just did this film. Stop looking at my feet.
No. I'm looking at it because 13 people said you have ugly feet.
Oh, fucking bastard.
But 293 said those dogs are beautiful.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. Thank the people.
Yeah, it is. It is difficult. Yeah, but I just did this film, and I played the Virgin Mary, and it was set in biblical times, and I had to have my feet painted with fake dirt every single day, and it was crazy because my makeup artist literally had to get under my toenails with like a brush to put like but paint dirt
To add dirt.
to add
Anti-pedicure.
dirt, yeah, because it was like biblical times, so
Right.
you're like, street clawing
You're
about,
living in a fucking stable.
literally. And I was joking because then the director wanted a shot of my feet walking up, and I was like, "You're going to ruin my wiki. You're going to ruin my wiki feet score."
Oh man.
Did he get the shot?
He did.
Oh no.
He did.
Tarantino's off the board now.
Twigs, I got to ask you a question we ask every musical artist.
Okay.
We talked about how you listen to your music in the car, right?
Yeah.
You listen to it in the club.
Mhm.
Do you listen to your own music when you're being intimate? Okay. Had to ask.
That'd be crazy.
I
Is it? We ask a lot of, well, I guess we normally ask rappers is typically who we have on, and a few of them do. Like
Who?
50%.
They listen to their own music when they.
Well, they're like, you know what? Like it's on my recently played, and I'm just putting it on the playlist.
Yeah.
Like it kind of comes up, and then
Yeah.
like me, yeah. Even they'll be like, it's weird. It's weird to have my own voice while I'm, making back shots sound like Vietnam. They say that. So totally fine and admissible.
no.
So you're a rapper who does not.
Right. Is there anything a guy that like would wear? Like what's like an absolute clothing sartorial red flag or turn off for guys?
The audience is taking notes.
I really struggle with like Havana flip flop.
Really? Do
Yeah.
you spend a lot of time in Brazil? Like,
Ibiza.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess it feels like a kind of staple of like British culture. As soon as it gets a tiny bit warm, like it's not even warm, but then everyone like puts on like flip flops and
or
walks
like when
around
they
town.
go have a fucking stag do in Magaluf or whatever.
Magaluf.
Magaluf.
Yeah. Maybe like flip flops I struggle with, but I really like sliders and socks. I think are always like a good
Oh,
option.
really?
If
More
you,
of a roadman thing.
yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Like that's like it's not like I like sliders, but I don't know, flip-flops for me, I struggle with even on myself.
It's the thong thing, right? Like the versus the slide, right?
Yeah.
Havianas are off the fucking board as well, speaking of feet.
There, this past year, I feel like there were a few men's wear publications trying to make flip-flops a thing. And we're just like, what are we doing? Like, we don't have to do this. We don't have to make a thing.
Yeah, I find it difficult because maybe like non-pedicured feet is not nice, but then also like really over-pedicured feet, like that's a lot as well, you know?
Yeah, your feet look like they were AI generated.
Yeah.
Like there's a sixth toe.
Yeah, paint some dirt on those bad boys. What about like, what do you like guys to be wearing in 2025? Let's set the fellas on the right course.
Oh, anything. I just being themselves. I'm not, honestly, I really don't care.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
I want to look
Just no
good. I don't
flip-flops.
give a fuck.
Yeah, no, I think it's just like if someone's confident and like,
For sure.
then it doesn't really matter.
But you don't want someone like looking bad with you in a picture, whether it's a romantic
But what's
person
bad?
or not. I don't know. Make, not
No,
trying
I
to be
don't.
dragged down.
No, I don't care about stuff like
Do you
that.
prefer a guy that's more on the jeans and t-shirt side of the spectrum, or more like in the fucking Savile Row tailored side of the spectrum?
It's my mind doesn't work like that.
Okay.
She doesn't
You're not
think
linear.
about men ever.
You're not linear.
No, I don't know. Like, I think if someone's confident and they're funny and they're kind, then that's amazing.
Right.
That's so true.
Fuck
Yeah.
the clothes.
Yeah, it's too confident.
Like if someone's
kind,
funny,
guys.
if
for
someone
sure.
makes me laugh, like, oh my gosh, or if someone's like really kind or someone's really attentive. I love like men if they just like really listen to you. You
What was
know?
that?
If they really
Got her, and she laughed. There
Yeah.
it is.
But like, you know, if someone really like listens to what you're saying and remembers stuff, then I find that so sweet.
And how rare is that
How rare.
with men these days?
Um,
Incredibly.
I don't know. My boyfriend now really listens to me.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he doesn't. He really remembers like little things.
Do you give him sartorial advice?
Do I give him what?
Like clothing advice?
Oh, he doesn't need it. He's better dressed than I am.
Really?
Really?
Like Rick? Oh, shit.
Yeah, he wears a lot of Rick. But he's a goth, you know, so he kind of has, you know, extreme styles either way.
Okay.
But he's kind of always been like that. It's cute.
Good. Twigs, how much money do you make? Okay. Yes.
You're so funny.
Thank you.
How much money do you make?
I'm
Joking, don't tell me.
We could. I mean, we just talked to our accountant. Yeah, let's not say. Let's move on.
It's actually
Not as much as you, I would
Yeah.
imagine.
New York City taxes.
City tax.
Yeah. What do you like to spend your hard-earned money on? And I know we talked about like not things, but like
Oh my God, my work. It's
Yeah.
unreal.
Yeah.
what does
It's
that, what does that
unreal.
mean? Like
No, it's like,
Investing in yourself.
studio time?
no, my craft has me in a chokehold. Like, yeah.
But what is that? Like dance instructors,
Sword lessons.
choreographers, sword lessons.
Yeah, like all of the classes. And, you know, I also put a lot of my own music money into my music videos. And I just pay to make everything just that little bit better. You know, so if it's just like, I just really want the dancers to be wearing a certain thing, or I need extra something, or, you know, it's budgets, I think famously in music are not that great anymore. And so I'm always just reinvesting back into my
Not
craft.
afraid to come out of pocket to get it fucking dialed.
Yeah, exactly. Always.
And is that rare for musicians to like pay a little bit of their own way?
I don't know. I always have. Like even when I did my EP2 videos, I paid for a lot of them myself, and I had 4 jobs. So I was actually already FKA Twigs, and I was not giving up my other jobs because I needed money for the music videos to pay for my FKA Twigs music videos. Whilst I was just doing normal jobs. But I've always been like that.
I feel like you can write all this off on your taxes.
A certain amount you can. I think it's 30%, not all of it. I wish you could do all of it.
Same.
But no, I pay for a lot of extra things myself. I just want the work to be good. I just really want the work to be so good. And so that often...
How refreshing.
Do you think the work is good?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Do you think the work is good?
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's
That's
like,
why you're here.
But I want you to be assured in that. Or like, I want to know if you're assured in that.
I never want to be 100% assured, because then if I'm 100% assured, I feel like it will stop being good.
You get lazy?
Not lazy, but I don't know. I don't want to rest on my laurels. Like I always want to think that it could be like this amazing life can be taken away from me at any point. And I have to keep on working for it and keep on exploring things and learning things, and in a certain way, like be really confident, but on this other level, be very humble, and in terms of that it's not a given. Like I think it's this, what was it, like hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, like that kind of
Yep.
thing.
That's
It's not
definitely
the
an
size
idiom.
of the dog in the foot. No, that's not it either.
Well, but real quick. So you said like, you know, your work is good. Let's say someone was like, they think they somehow would tell you your work is not good. Like, does that even matter to you? what other people think if you were like, this is good?
If it's less about good. If something's honest, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Like if something's honest and it's like, this is good. If someone said like, this isn't good. And then I was like, but it's honest.
Right. Because that's the other part is subjective.
Yeah.
Right?
Whereas like honesty is, if I know I'm telling the truth, then it doesn't matter.
You mentioned that you're still working your previous jobs in order to pay for music videos. What's the worst job you've ever had when you were young and when you were just FKA Twigs, pre FKA Twigs?
Oh my God. I used to do silver service. Like,
What is that?
It's like, oh, it's so stressful. It's like waitering, but it's like with all these rules. So it's like what you'd have if you were in like an English manor or like the Queen or something would have silver service.
You're like a
butler?
like a butler? Or like Downton Abbey type shit?
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
So you have to do things like, I mean, I can't remember. I'm going to get it wrong again. I'm going to get triggered. But like to serve from the left, clear from the right. Or like the way that you have to hold the dish and the way you hold the
Fish fork, salad fork, all
but
that
even
shit.
like the way you like hold the like fork and spoon to like dish potatoes. And I once did it at this I feel like I'm going to get in trouble by saying it. I once did it at like a Freemason dinner.
Oh, shit.
I was like
Illuminati.
I was like a waiter.
Oh my God.
I was a waiter for the Illuminati. And
Was Jay-Z there?
Well, clearly you did a good job because you have this amazing career. So you didn't fuck that up.
and I kept on doing it wrong. And there was this one old guy, and then he was like, I cleared from the wrong side, and he got his knife and fork, and he was like, young lady, it's clear from the left, serve from the right. And then they all started like banging on the table, and they were like, clear from the left, serve. And I was like, ah.
So they psychologically tortured you.
Jesus Christ.
That was really
The masters
difficult.
of the universe were chanting at you.
I was also
terrible.
once like a shot girl at Tiger in Piccadilly.
like handing out shots at the bar.
No, like when you have like the thing on your waist.
Yeah,
and you,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
For the thing. But it was at Tiger in Piccadilly, which anyone that's from London knows that's so hectic. And I survived and I deserve a medal just for that, actually. But it was so hectic because it was in the days of Facebook.
Oh, God.
And on a Facebook group, the lead girl would basically say what you had to wear that Saturday when you were doing it. And it would be like, okay, this week it's like the holiday season. So it would be like sexy Santa. And then it would be like a Valentine's Day Cupid. And you had to buy the outfit.
Oh.
Well, not off her, but would have to find the outfit to wear.
Your mom might have to make it for you.
Well, actually, yeah, she did sometimes. She actually did. But I had 4 other jobs. So I just remember running around London trying to find like a sexy elf costume at like 10 o'clock at night in Piccadilly.
And did you?
Yeah, I did. But it was really stressful and awful.
See, this is that honestly trained you for like who you are and where you are now.
Mm-hmm.
It did.
And
Well,
where you
you
got to
did-
be. Actually, we got to get you back to London, Twigs. So the
Oh,
last question.
we got to finish.
The last question is the only podcast that matters.
Yes.
Okay.
You deserve a medal for hanging with us for an hour and a half. Do you have any constructive criticism you would like to give us?
Lay it on us.
Yeah. How can we be better at what we do?
In your jobs?
Yeah, just generally speaking, as humans.
Oh, no, you're lovely.
Oh, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
That's the
much.
perfect note to end it
Yeah.
on before she says
Yeah.
anything too real.
Hearing that in a British accent is always makes your day. Where can the kids follow you? What would you like to plug? When is the album coming out?
What would I like to plug? I don't know. Just EUSEXUA. Go listen.
Stream that shit. Run it up.
Run the fucking numbers
No
up.
skips.
But also just I want everyone to find their own EUSEXUA.
Yeah.
This is
Oh, that's
mine. Like
right.
go
Yeah,
and find
absolutely.
your own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
FKA Twigs, thank you for coming on to
We appreciate
the only
your time.
podcast that matters.
Thank you so much.
Chef, take us out.